Hey guys, it's Summer and today I'm going to be doing the Houseplant Book Tag. A few days ago, Nicole tagged me on somebody's post on Twitter of them doing this book tag, and she was like, you need to do this, this is your perfect tag video. So Nicole, you're the best. Thank you so much for making sure that I knew this was a thing, because it really is my perfect book tag and I love it. The original creator of this tag is Queen of Teen Fiction, so I will link her channel down below. I don't have some of the plants that are on this list, and it has definitely inspired me to go plant shopping after all of this social distancing is over. Number 1 is Monstera. I don't have one of these yet, but I really want one. For this one, it says, a book that you saw so much you ended up reading it. I have 2 for this one. When I first joined Bookstagram a year ago, I only just realized today that it's been a year of me being on Bookstagram, so that's kind of crazy. But when I joined a year ago, these 2 books were everywhere. Like, everybody was posting about them. Normal People by Sally Rooney and Where the Crawdads Sing by Delia Owens. And I actually really loved both of these. This one is an all-time favorite book. I feel like I've talked about it at least a little bit on my channel, so I think you guys know that I like this one. And then Normal People by Sally Rooney. I think I gave it 4 stars. I remember having a fun time reading it, but I couldn't tell you the characters' names, what actually happened in the book. I only recall my feelings while I was reading it, so I don't know, but I have fond memories of both of these. Number 2 is Cactus, a character that you love despite their flaws. This is our cactus that's by the front door. It's my only cactus, which is kind of funny since I live in the desert. I probably should have more. My answer for this one is Evelyn Hugo from The 7 Husbands of Evelyn Hugo by Taylor Jenkins Reid. I really loved this book, and mainly because of Evelyn Hugo. She's such a fun, strong character to read about, and what I really liked about her was that she was kind of a gray character and she wasn't perfect. She didn't always make the right decisions. That made her more real and relatable. So even though she has her flaws, she's still one of my favorite characters. Number 3 is Aloe Vera, and it's your favorite comfort read. I think a lot of people will agree with me when I say Carry On by Rainbow Rowell. I think this is such a comfort read because it's a fan fiction of Harry Potter, basically. And so all of us already love the wizarding world so much, and we're familiar with it. So I think just seeing that kind of represented in this book, it just makes it cozy, and the characters too. I love the characters. I love the relationship in this book so much. And I feel like Rainbow Rowell's writing in general is just kind of cozy. I don't know how else to explain it, but it just feels cozy. If you want my personal opinion about this book series, don't read anything besides the first book. This book just wraps up so well, and honestly the second book was kind of pointless, so just read this and be happy with this because it's great on its own. Number 4 is Succulent, and it's a book trope that you actually love. The book trope that I actually love is enemies to lovers or hate to love. I never get sick of it, and I think a lot of other people like that trope. Like, I think it's a popular trope to like. The book that hooked me with this trope was Areca by Sarah J. Maas. So good. Loved it. Number 5 is Snake Plant, a book character that betrayed you. I have a snake plant right there. I think I literally have 5 of them in my house. They're one of my favorite plants because they're low light, low water, and you can't kill them. Like, you really can't. A book character that betrayed me because I was young and naive was Tamlin from ACOTAR. I don't want to say anything specific because I don't want to ruin it for anybody. I feel like everybody that has wanted to read this series probably has by now, but I'm just going to be safe. But if you know, you know. Number 6 is Spider Plant, a book you wish had a sequel or a series you want more of. For this, I picked Station 11 by Emily St. John Mandel. I feel like I haven't done a good job on my channel of telling you guys this is my favorite book. I love this book. I read it 2 or 3 years ago, and I've been obsessed with it ever since. I feel like most people's channels that you watch, you know what their favorite book is because they talk about it a lot, and I feel like I've not done a good job about doing that. This is my favorite book. I don't necessarily want a sequel, but where this book gets its name from, Station 11, I want like a spin-off of that. And I don't want to tell you specifics about that because it's one of the fun things that I loved discovering in this book and learning about. Go read this if you want to know what I'm talking about, but I want a whole other book on its own about Station 11. I literally love this book so much that I named my Animal Crossing town 11 after it, so I'm dedicated. I love this book. Number 7 is Peace Lily, a book with a beautiful cover. I have so many books for this because I'm a huge cover buy person. Before I buy a book too, I look at every single edition that's available and I pick my favorite one, so I have a lot of beautiful books. I'm just gonna show you guys a few though. Number 8 is English Ivy, and it's your favorite fictional friend group. I don't have any Ivy yet, but but I grew up with my mom having tons of it everywhere, so I love it because it makes me just think of her. My favorite friend group from a book definitely has to be The Inner Circle from Areca. This was the first time in a book that I've ever felt really connected to characters and really cared about what happened to them. I just really love all of them and the love that they have for each other. I know a lot of people don't love Sarah J Maas, but I personally love her, and I love how she writes her character dynamics and friend groups and like found family. I think she does a really great job of that. Number 9 is an Areca Palm. I hope I'm saying that right. It's a book that you think everybody should have on their shelves. I'm gonna be boring and just pick my favorite book because I just loved it so much. I think a lot of other people have enjoyed this book and would enjoy this book. I think this would be good for people to have and to read because it really makes you thankful for the things that you have and to not take things for granted. This is a post-apocalyptic book, and one of the perspectives is a girl years in the future after this pandemic has killed a lot of the world's population. There's a scene of her kind of going around visiting these empty houses. The scene talks about her closing her eyes and feeling the light switch and like remembering what it's like to flip that and have a light turn on and her memories of that. It just really made me think how easily something like that can be taken away from you, and there's a lot of the world that doesn't even have that. So I don't know, it just made me think about the things that I'm thankful for that I am very lucky to have. Number 10 is Chinese Evergreen. I don't have one of these either, so here's somebody else's picture. This one is your favorite fictional world. Most fictional worlds are terrible. There's a lot of war going on, there's a lot of killing. I feel like my answer is gonna be the same as everybody else's for this question, but I'm picking the Wizarding World because it is so cozy and familiar and just fun. Even though there is some dark stuff that happens, I mainly associate good things with it, and I think it would be a fun place to be. Those are all the questions. I tag you to do this if you have houseplants or you just like the idea of them but you can't keep any of them alive. You should do this tag. Also tell me down below what your favorite comfort read is or your favorite cozy read, because I think we all need a good cozy book right now. So tell me down below. Thank you guys so much for watching though, and I will see you in the next one.